What's up guys, today I'm going to teach you how to solve the 4x4 using the Yahoo method. Let's get it. First you have to make like a block over here of the same color first to solve the centers. You can call it tile of same color, but in this case I'm just going to call it block. So yeah, you must make a block first of your, I'm going to use white because it's the most common color that people will use at the beginning. So what you do is first you make a block. So if it's like this, you can just pair it up like that, and then you have to make two blocks to like join it together. I'll show you how to do that. So first what you do is you have to make a block of same color. You can call it tile, but in this case I'm just gonna call it block. So what you do is that you find two white center pieces and then you join it together so it's like this, and then you join it to the center. Here's how you do it. So first I see these two white center pieces. So if you just move it up like this, it won't pair together. But if you do a U at the top and then you do this, that will make you a block. And we got kind of lucky, so we can just do F prime to align it, and then you can just put it down like that. So first you want to reposition the target centerpiece that you want to pair with it. So in case this is my target centerpiece, and I'll move it here, position it here, so that when I move this, it will pair together. And now at the bottom, there's already a block over here, so I can just realign it and then put it in like that. So now we got the first center. So the yellow center is a bit different, but for the first step, it's the same. So I'm gonna reposition this so it aligns, and then I put it up like that. But now I broke this pair. So if I put it back, I can't pair it. So what I do is I pair this and I do a U, so the empty slot or whatever comes here, and then I'm gonna put it down instead. So the yellow is up there now, and now white center is perfectly fine. So now you do the same thing to the second yellow block. So you put reposition. You don't have, in this case I don't have to reposition it, but if it's like this, you just reposition it so when you move this, it pairs. Yeah. But now if you move this up, you break this and there's no empty slot for you to replace it. So what you do is you move your already solved block here with a U2, so that when you push against it and then you do a U2, you can bring it back without breaking anything. So now that you solved white and yellow centers, now we're gonna move to the red, orange, blue, and green. Okay, so I'm gonna start with green. So here I see this center piece and this center piece. So I'm gonna reposition this so that it's top here. So when I reposition this piece to be there and I move it down, it will pair. And now I just reposition this so we can align it and put it in together. So now that I have the green at the bottom, the same thing, I reposition this, but if I put this up, I'll break the green pair and I don't have any empty slot to replace it. So same thing as yellow, so you do U2 to align this, you push it against and then do U2, and then you can push this back. Yeah, so now we have white, green, yellow, blue. Yep. So now we have the last two centers. So here we have two unsolved centerpiece left, so it's opposite. There will be a case that is adjacent to each other, so like both unsolved centerpiece is here. And I'm just gonna teach this first because we have it right now. So okay. So if it's opposite or adjacent, what you wanna do is you wanna make both of it like this. So both of the centerpiece like this. So what you can do to make that is like, no matter what it is, if you do white R2, U2, white R2, that will make three same color, one not, three same color, one not. That's what you want. So now we have to pick an individual. We have to imagine that one of the pieces is individual, in the one of the same color. So for example, this, we have to forget that this is a block and this is a block instead. So this is an individual piece. So now we have to find this red piece. If I move this up, it will push it. So if I want it to align, I move this here so it's right there, the place where this piece will end up. So I move R2 like that, and then that pairs them up, and then that pairs too. So now I want red there, so I'm gonna move red here and then do R2, and that solves it. Here's where the case where it's adjacent to each other, so same thing. This is in the individual green piece, so now we have to pretend that one of it is individual. So for example, okay, I'm gonna choose this. This is an individual piece, so if I move this up, yeah, that pairs them up. And then I want red here, so I do U to align red here, and I put it down. So in 4x4, sometimes the color is not in the correct position. So as you can see, white on bottom, red on front. On 3x3, that's center, so we can 100% know that it's correct. Sure, I mean, so here we have red on front. See, the green's on the side, but this is supposed to be blue, so we must swap these two. So what you need to do to swap that two is white R2, U2, D2, and then white R2. And then that swaps it. See, now we have the correct thing. And if it's adjacent to each other, as you can see, yeah, orange is supposed to be opposite red, so if it's adjacent together, you must put, in this case, I'll put red at the bottom, and then I will do white R, U2, white R prime to put that at the top, and then do the same thing as what you solved the yellow center. So white L prime, U2, white L, and that swaps it. Easy peasy. So after I finish all the centers, what I want to do is to pair edges. And what I mean by that is to pair, for example, red and red here. I could just pair them like that. But as you can see, when I pair it, I broke up the centers. So what you do is, after you pair it, you find an unsolved edge to replace with. So basically, an unsolved edge is an edge without two colors the same. So this is a solved edge, and this is an unsolved edge. So I want to find an unsolved edge to replace with. As you can see, we have one solved edge, and the rest is unsolved. So I can pick any. For example, I can pick this, and then after I replace it, I fix the centers. So now we have orange and orange, and I can just pair them like this. And the same, there's three unsolved edge, so I can just replace with, but I'm gonna replace with the white one because I'm working on white. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is to pair all the white edges first. So because I'm gonna do white cross, but if you're doing yellow cross, just do yellow edges. Oh, I have all of it. Okay. So after that, you just do the cross. There, done with the cross. I totally forgot. If the edge is opposite like this, you have to push it like this and flip the edge and then push it back. So here's the edge flipping algorithm. So what you do is you push this edge piece against another, and then you do the flip algorithm, and then you put the edge back. And what that does is it pairs it. So in another case, if it's at the top, you just do the same thing, but then you remove the top like that. And then you do the flip algorithm, and then that. After you're done with the cross, next you have to pair two F2L edges. So in this case, I picked green, red, and green, orange because it must be next to each other like this. It must build a block like this. Okay, so let's pair our first two F2L edges. So I'm gonna use orange and red. I mean green, orange, and green, red, because it's right here already. So I insert this again so I can pair this, replace with a bad edge, like that. So I have that edge right there. And next I'm gonna do the red, orange because they're next to each other. And there I insert that, and then I pair them up, replace with an unsolved edge, and put it back. Okay, so now I just solve the pair like normal 3x3 F2L. Okay, after I insert it, there, we have a big block there. Oops, okay. Okay, so after we have 2 of this, it will be easy because now we can just pair edges here. That we have 2 slots here. Oh, so now we're lucky because look, we have 2 opposite edge and 2 opposite edge here. So what we can do right now is do this and then do the flip algorithm and then put it back. And now we have 2 free edges. That's nice. And now I saw blue and red. So I'm gonna put it in, pair them, and then replace it. This is the only bad edge left, so I'm gonna replace it with that and then put it back. Oh, okay, so we have the same case again. So opposite, opposite. So we push that against and then do the flip algorithm and then put it back. There, that solves it. And now, after you solve all the edges, the easiest part, 3x3 stage. Alright, so during the OLL, there will be a parity arc, so I'm gonna teach it right now. So during the OLL, after you're done with all the F2L, you might see this algorithm, which is a parity arc, a parity case, sorry. So this is how you do it. So the algorithm will be right there, okay, so you do this. Okay, so please follow the finger trick I did because it require only 1 regrip, which is this. As you can see, it requires only 1 regrip, which is the best thing ever. After you're done, after PLL stage, there will be 4x4 algorithms, and this is the only 4x4 PLL that you can avoid doing. Like, okay, so normal 4x4 algorithm, you can avoid you doing this, and then you'll get like easy case or stuff. So this is the only case that you cannot avoid. So there. So the algorithm will be right there. Let's go. Okay. So there. Usually when people do it, they start with a middle right. I'll just call that lowercase r. So they do this. But for me, I think starting with U is easier because like if you start with this, okay, so if you start with this, at the end you have to do 2 U's like that. Or you can just do that, which is slow. But if you start with a U2, see, you don't have any like 2 U4 or something. I don't know how to call that. Yeah, so I think it's better personally, but if you want to, you can just start with that. But for me, this is better.